What's good, my Division community? Welcome back to another Tom Clancy Division 2 build video, and we have another one. Let's run it back. No Jey Uso.
He wants to run it back.
We have another one. Yes, for the ones that's been returning to this channel, we have another EB video added to the EB chamber of variants that we have previously have on this channel. And for the new people that's coming in, hey, welcome. If you're new, leave a like. If you're a returning person, leave a comment. If you hate something, man, you already know my slogan. I'll catch you when I catch you. And just like I previously said, for the new people that's coming in, I have a series called Eagle Bearer Variants, and this is like variant 5. You know what I'm saying? Variant 5 or 6. I kind of lost count, but I promise you this one is unique and it's different from the other ones in a slight way. We did change a couple of pieces, but we have a little bit more survivability with some crazy insane damage. So let's dive into it. You already know the slogan, I'll catch you when I catch you. But let's get into it. I don't want to hold up too much of your time, bro, but let's get to it. Y'all see what we got here. We got 1.4 million armor, 933.2k health. Yes, you already know we back with another health build. You already know what it is. Y'all already know how I do this. This is my type of play style, and for the ones that love health builds, welcome to this channel. I'm the guy that supports you with what you need. But let's start off with the firewall specialization. So for the ones that already know, for the returning people, firewall specialization is the only thing in the game that gives you anything with health perk benefits, like the best kit in the game that gives you the strongest health and the strongest armor kit for 10 seconds. You also have another perk that we need, is called health on kill, which comes with this specialization. And then we also have another perk that do come in clutch ways. From when your armor breaks, you put other NPCs on fire. So you know, you basically play very aggressive, because you already know what gun we got here. Like I said, we're going to dive into that later. If you don't want to use this specialization, you could use the minigun specialization, which it ain't too bad. It's probably one of the best PvE sets, but again, it does not give you no health on kill, right? And as we see with the build, we want health on kill, and that's what we want. Next, I'm going to just talk about this quick modifier real quick. I know a lot of y'all don't like this season's modifier. I don't either. I agree with y'all. But for the ones that do not know, I'm pretty sure you do know, but for the ones that do not know, for the returning people or the new people coming in, or if you don't know in general, I'll just break it down to you. If you scroll all the way down here, it's a thing called passive recruit bonuses. And basically, I'm gonna break this down very simple because I ain't gonna read this whole paragraph. But basically, if you go to every safe house, there is those companions. If you collect up to 10 of them, you get 15% weapon damage. If you collect another 10, you get 20% hazard protection. And as you see, for the engineer recruits, if you collect another 10, you get 15% skill efficiency. But if you're playing by yourself and you don't have this companion by your side, you get double the bonuses. So in this case, you're getting 30% free weapon damage. You're getting 40% hazard protection on top of the 10% on your watch, so that's 50%. And then you're getting 30% free skill efficiency to whatever skill you want. So your skill is going to come back faster, it's going to last longer, all of that stuff. We're only using that for this. So for all these other passive modifiers, we ain't gonna talk about it because we're not using a companion. Again, we're just using this to get the damage buff, the hazard protection buff, and the skill efficiency buff, because we want that for the build. It's more universal. So that's what we have for that. I ain't gonna break that down too much. If y'all don't like it, like I said, I don't like the modifiers this season, but anything that gives my build a more more stronger, hey, I'm with it. So I don't find no complaints with it. Next, you see what we have here. We got 3P Seska, right? I'm gonna talk about 3P Seska because y'all already know me. We gotta go with 3P Seska, and the reason why, because it has the highest health pool. It has 90% health for the 3Ps. Well, you see, we got 8% critical hit chance. We want that. I just told you about hazard protection, so we got 20% on top of that. Come on, that means almost anything that hits you, from foam, hyena, any stats effect, you're literally going to get cleansed from that ASAP, and you're going to get right back into the fight. You know what I'm saying? There's not really too many builds that have decent amount of damage and a decent amount of hazard, and this build has that, and it has a lot of survivability. You see, we got a weapon damage, crit chance. We want all that good stuff. Let's get into the other Seska. We're going to Seska glove. We got armor core because we want a decent amount of armor to have our shield be a little bit more tanky. We got crit hit damage. We got a health roll right there. Bam. Let's go to the knee pads. If you want to, you could use turmoil knee pads because it's still with the same brand set, but you're probably gonna lack on some damage. But I didn't go with turmoils this time. I went with a regular Seska pad. Crit damage health, we slapped it to an armor of the blue. Get that. Now we have 2-piece unit alloys, and then we have the named chest piece, the equalizer. 5% rate of fire, 20% AR damage because we're using 2 ARs, mainly the EB, and all red. Crit damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage mod, all of that. Perfect obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 24 times. So we're doing insane amount of damage. You've seen in the footages how much damage we're doing, and then like how I previously said, you times that with the modifier, and you just times it for you just playing with the Eagle Bearer the right way. The build does insane damage, I'm trying to tell you. And then we're gonna dive into the other part of it too. Let's talk about the holster. Same thing for the holster: health, critical hit damage, weapon damage. If you want to put more health on the build and take up some critical hit damage, because with this build you do have a high crit hit damage, we're going to show the stats up soon. But if you feel like you're not really good in the health bar, which I always say 933k or just 900k health is pretty cool. I normally don't really go down that low, but for the ones that know, I've been playing with health for a long time, almost a year and some change, so I kind of know the values of health. But if you feel like this is too low, you could also, like I previously said, take off some crit damage and put in more health if you want to. So now let's talk about the one unique piece here that we have, because you could also go with perfect bloodsucker. I know a lot of y'all gonna be looking, let me go with perfect bloodsucker, and the reason why I didn't go with perfect bloodsucker is because if I slap on the perfect bloodsucker backpack, which is liquid engineer, yes, I'm gonna get armor regen, but look at my health. I'm dropping my health to 811. I'm not comfortable in that range. I mean, I am, but I'm not comfortable to tell y'all that this is a comfortable range to play in health. So I just slapped on a 511, 30% health as the common 511, health, crit damage, crit chance, and bloodsucker. And let's read bloodsucker. Let's read the perfect bloodsucker and the normal bloodsucker. They literally do the same thing, but perfect bloodsucker, killing the enemy adds stack and gives you 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds, and max stack is 10. The regular one, killing the enemy adds a stack and gives you 10% bonus armor. So we're technically just getting a 2% more, but I don't feel like that 2% more is better than the 30% health. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like you want to use that, to go ahead and let me know. But I'd rather just use a regular 511 backpack. And again, we got crit hit damage on it. So y'all already see what's going on. Whatever NPC we're killing in front of us and we're doing insane damage, we're just getting insane bonus armor. Normally, I would run Palisades because I don't have Palisades on here, which gives me the 10% armor on kill, but I substituted my build for the bonus armor. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting so much bonus armor and I'm doing so much damage off the rip to the point where these NPCs can't even stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like putting on regular bloodsucker just seals the deal. Again, like I previously said, if you want to use the other one, go ahead. Now let's dive into the skills that we got real quick. We got a striker shield because this come with the firewall specialization, and for the ones that don't know, if you have this shield out, you specifically get more damage. So if you just pull this shield out with your gun, you basically get more damage to any NPC that's in front of this shield. You get more damage. So again, more burst damage. Then we have a defender drone. Like I previously said, we have skill efficiency. So these skills is going to last longer. They're going to be stronger. They're going to come back faster. So I have a defender drone that's going to be super tanky, and I got it to expertise 30. So we're soaking up so much bullets. But if you don't want to use the defender drone, you could just go use a fixer drone, or if you're going down a lot, you can never go wrong with a revival hop. But you definitely want to use a shield because you need that shield to actually stay in front of that fight and actually get as much burst damage. And then you want to get that tenacity proc, and then we're going to talk about that right now. So let's go talk about the beauty of the build, the one that's been put all these variants out, the Eagle Bearer. Right, let's get into it. We got the EB, 125.52k base damage, 892 RPM. So we got 16 in math, 30 expertise, AR damage talked on the cover, and we got Eagle Strike. Let's read it, let's get into it. Accuracy increases as you consistently fire up to 30%. Headshot kills grant a tenacity buff of 15 seconds. Ooh, the strength of the tenacity is increased by 1% for body shots and 5% for headshots. 40 to 80% of the damage taken delayed until the buff expires. All the total damage, or all the total delay damage, is reduced for each enemy killed, with the buff is active up to 100% to 3 kills. So basically, to break this all down, all you gotta do, bro, keep shooting. This gun is going to get accuracy. It's just going to charge up to accuracy. All you gotta do is keep shooting. That's why we got 16 in the mag. And then if you get a headshot, you get this tenacity buff, which grants you 40 to 80% damage delayed. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't really refresh that tenacity buff, you hitting that floor. You're going back to the checkpoint. You know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword. And I always say, with the tenacity, once you get that buff, just go crazy. Like, you have 15 seconds to just go berserk. So go crazy, go berserk, land them headshots, and you're gonna keep the chain going. You have a decent amount of survivability, you have a decent amount of damage, or you have a way too much damage. So it shouldn't really be a problem to really land them shots. The only thing I would say is get better with headshots, because not everybody can land headshots. So that's what I would say. Next, we got Big Lexi. We ain't really talking about Big Lexi as much, but it's 429k. We got Optimus. It ain't really too special. We're only going to use this in certain situations when we have to reload or whatever. But like I said, the main gun here is the EB. Let's get into the stats so we could get y'all out here real quick. We got 57 crit chance on the EB, 149 crit damage, as you see. And then for Big Lexi, 52 crit chance, 144 crit damage, which we're still in high crits because we want that perfect obliterate. And then let's go to our stats and see we got 70% hazard protection. Like, we have 70% hazard protection on all parts of it. So burn, disrupt, ensnare, poison. Like I said previously, once you get on a status effect, you're going to get off that effect. Trust me. You're going to be good with this build. Trust me, it's not hard to play with. It's very simple. I would say that. No, I'm going to take that back. It might be hard to play with if you're not accustomed playing with health. But if you're a health player, for the ones that come back to this channel, y'all know, just slapping this on, y'all just it's just going to fall right in your lap. You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know what it is, man. I have to bounce back with another EB build, because EBs is just going crazy. I know a lot of y'all been getting it, so I've been trying to like do a lot of EB builds videos for y'all. Like I previously said, I have a playlist with a lot of EB builds and a lot of variants being made similar to this. So if you don't like this version, there's another playlist that has a lot of EB builds, and I'm pretty sure you will find one that you will like. But other than that, man, it's your boy K, man. Appreciate your time. And if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returning person, leave a comment. And if you a hater, man, you ain't know my slogan, I'll catch you when I catch you. Stay safe out there, agents. Peace, y'all. You go, you running the track. I can do this, no measure.